Hello YouTube land and welcome to Force In Unison Live! Episode 16, we're back baby, we're back after a long vacation. I know you guys missed us. Today we're gonna talk about 2017 year in review. What is our game of the year? What was the biggest disappointment? And most of all, we're gonna have some fun. And joining me, like always, Caliones. How you doing, Caliones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And I guess I can hear like your voice sounds good now. Like you're not forcing it or anything, so you can like overexert yourself and do all those like gimmicky reactions and things like that. So I'm glad that you're back.
I am happy to be back. Let's say welcome to Dick, Linky, Randy, Random Gaming Channel, Hyper Beast. What's up, peeps? We're back, and we're happy to be here to entertain you guys. Let's see. Hello, ladies. I'm gonna do that with the Val Venus voice. If you guys used to watch wrestling in the late 90s, you will know what I mean. Hello, ladies. Anyway, we're happy to be back. Caliones, how was that break? How was your vacation? You enjoyed it? You feel refreshed? You ready to go?
Well, I mean, since we have a lot of family over here, we were going from house to house, so I didn't really get to play as much as I wanted to, but we enjoyed it.
Well, that's good. Hey, it's all good. You got family home. The only thing I did over my break is we'll go to the movie theater, go eat a lot of steak, and play Xenoblade Chronicles. That was my vacation.
So, yeah, you were telling me about that before. So how many hours have you already put into the game?
170 hours I have put into Xenoblade Chronicles. You know what, Caliones? I was going to let it go to the Get In and Get Out. And I'll bring it up because I have a huge rant over Xenoblade in the Get In and Get Out this Saturday, guys, if you want to watch it. The game is perfect for the Switch, dude. Like, it's the Switch is the perfect machine for RPGs. When you have to grind and do bullshit that you hate, it is the best because you could sit down, watch TV with the family, and just do grinding stupid crap as you watch TV, do other stuff. The Switch, the Xenoblade Chronicles made me fall in love with the Switch even more, Caliones. I'm telling you right now. It is a beast of a machine.
Yeah.
Beast of a machine.
Yeah, we're gonna be. I guess we're gonna go more in depth because that's not the same thing that you were saying when you started the game. In those first 10, 20, 30 hours, you were like singing a different tune, but it sounds different now from what you were saying at the beginning. So
it is.
So
that's why I have that rant. I have that rant ready. No, Hyper Beast. If it gets deleted, if Nintendo does not put cloud saving soon, I'm gonna start crying, and more so because I have all the rare blades. I'm only missing one rare blade only, and a lot of people have been suffering with this game because it is hard to get the rare blades. I read on GameFAQs boards consistently people are crying like, I put in so many hours trying to get these rare blades and I don't get anything. Cosmos is so hard to get, and honestly I haven't suffered that much getting all the rare blades. I've been doing a normal game, so I've been the lucky ones. So, but yeah, Hyper Beast. Nintendo needs to put a cloud saving for sure. Oh yeah, Dick, if you lose your 506 hours of Splatoon 2, Dick, if you go killing spree, I understand for sure, dude. But please don't. We don't wanna lose you. You know what I'm saying? But 506 hours of Splatoon, that is it. And also, I do have 370 hours on Zelda Breath of the Wild too. So if I lose that save, God, it is gonna be suffering. So Nintendo, listen to us. Put cloud saving. God damn it, put it. But thank you guys. Thank you for joining us in the chat. We're gonna have some fun tonight. But let's do our rigmarole. Since we started having fun, we're hyped. We're happy to be back. Quickly rigmarole. Thank you, everybody, for joining us at the Force In Unison Live, episode 16, right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. Every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, remember, we do have a Nintendo podcast called the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast every Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get that podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, we do have a Facebook page, even though we haven't seen it in a while. We're back in vacation. We're going to start taking care of it. We do have a Facebook page called at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and then this says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy, Caliones. With all that said, let's start the show officially with what was your biggest disappointment in 2017? And you guys in the chat, please, if you guys want to join us, what was your biggest gaming disappointment in 2017? This is key, and I have one, and I'm ready to roll, even though I still ended up liking the game at the end. I do have one. And Caliones, I'll let him start. So, Caliones, what was your biggest gaming disappointment in 2017?
Well, I mean, before I start, I want to say, for everybody on the boards, go ahead and post your games. Let us know what is your biggest disappointment for the year. Also, I mean, let them know, what else we're going to be talking about, so they can, start putting those things on there. And we can go back and read over it. So, so we're basically going to do a summary. This is Force In Unison Live, so we're going to be touching upon the PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. So we're going to be going through those. But I'll say biggest disappointment for me this year, and I'll say that it's probably a mix of one, Sonic Forces is the first one. Is especially after Sonic Mania. I mean, Sega was on a real high. Sonic was back. They had the retro style, and they were basically promoting. Okay, so we got the 2D games. We're gonna have the 3D games. Everybody's saying, okay, so they're gonna keep both of them separate so they can concentrate on each one, and they're gonna throw bombs with both of the games. And the second one literally bombed. My 6-year-old son still wants it. He still wants to get the game, but then again, he's 6. I mean, that's it, I guess, for it. But that's for me, it's one of the biggest disappointments. If you want to, do you have biggest disappointment, or do you have multiple games that you were disappointed with?
I got one specifically, and I'll touch base. I want to say something Dick just mentioned. Dick's biggest disappointment was the Miiverse wasn't carry on the Switch. I agree. When we gave the Miiverse the last rites on our Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, we said that the Miiverse was awesome. I love Miiverse. Like, it was the most positive community ever. And I love when I got my 100% in Xenoblade Chronicles X, and when you get it, you get like a special little, it's like a mini trophy from the game where Emma gives you like a picture telling you completed the full, blah 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 of the game.
Yeah, no golden poops on that one.
No golden poops. It's just a picture, but still, it's better than the golden poop. But I posted it, and there was a lot of people who came and gave me like a like, and that's awesome. Wow, you spent all that time in that game, and blah blah blah. I love Xenoblade, so you understand. Like, I'm getting involved in those games, and it was a happy community that you could go in there. So I agree, guys. Hyper and Dick, both their disappointment is the Miiverse did not transfer. I understand. I will say that's one of them too. So we talked about it. That is a big disappointment. My biggest disappointment, Caliones, was. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Can't find it. Oh, here it is.
Okay, so looking at the PlayStation pile. Okay.
Let me push it in there. Gravity Rush 2. One of my biggest disappointment. Now, I still ended up liking this game, Caliones, but Gravity Rush 1 was one of my favorite games on the Vita. And when it came remastered on the PlayStation 4, I platted it again because that's how much I love Gravity Rush. And I played Gravity Rush on PS4, platted it, before I played this game. I would say that I had a good close enough compare. This game has one of the worst quest structures in the world. Like, the side quests are bad, Caliones. And then the game starts so slow. I was struggling as I went through that game that I was like, am I really going to finish the game? And I'm a plat whore. I need to get the plat. And at some point at the start, I would say the first 10 to 12 hours, I was like, I don't know. I'm not liking this game. And the problem was the quest structure on the side quest and the main quest started really boring, like really, really bad. Now, the game did turn good. It ended up being good enough that I liked it. I platted the game, and I still liked the game. And I would say still, I would put it in my top 10 games that I played on 2017. But it's still my biggest disappointment because after I played Gravity Rush 1 and played this one, I was like, damn, it was a struggle at first. Did it push through it? And then you get to a point that the game gets good? Yes. But the quest structure is still bad. It is bad. It is worse quest structure than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That is bad quest structure, trust me. And I'll explain that on my rant when I do get in and get out this week. But yeah, Caleones, to me, this one, because I was so hyped about this game coming from Gravity Rush 1, this one is my biggest disappointment of 2017. Any thoughts of Gravity Rush?
Well, I mean, I played the first one. I haven't played the second one. Like I said on one of the podcasts before, I actually ended up selling my PS4 just so I could get away from Final Fantasy 14 because it was basically destroying my entire life because I was spending too many hours in it. I wasn't playing anything else. I had already done probably like close to like 4,000 hours on the game. So yeah, that's why I had to like say goodbye to PS4. I'll get it again at some time so I can I'll have a pretty good backlog of games to go back to. But yeah, I didn't get to play the second one, but. I did hear, that's something that you boys, when you play the game, you told me that months ago when you were playing it that you were disappointed with the game. But I guess it's a pretty big. It's telling that even though you said it a couple of months ago, you're still like still feeling that, still have the game in your head, and still feeling very disappointed with the game. So that's pretty big. But I mean, aside from that, I guess minor disappointments probably would have been. Staying with the Switch would have been 1-2 Switch because it should have been a packing game, should have been free. They were charging $50 for the game, making people buy it, and that would have been the perfect game to be free to showcase the system. But it was not to happen.
It's not a good game now. I bought it just to have it. It's a good party game. In one of my team buildings at work, I brought my Switch and we played. You know the one that you pass the bottle around and it pops. Well, of course, we took it in the wrong way at work. But anyway, the Hyper-V just mentioned that he's also disappointed that Nintendo announced that they were going to charge for online. I know it sucks, dude. I'm the first one to say it. If you want to blame someone, blame Xbox for that one because they started charging for online. People bought it. It's easy money, even though Xbox wasn't giving you even dedicated servers. So, and they still were charging for it, right? PlayStation still got money. They're doing it now, and Nintendo, that's easy money for Nintendo. If console gamers are willing to do it, that's why you have to respect PC gamers. PC gamers said to Xbox, no, we're not buying this shit. We're not going to be getting charged for Xbox Live, and Xbox had to turn back and says, okay, fine, you got it for free. Don't hate us. So that's what I'm saying. It's bad. It sucks, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? For me, another minor disappointment. So that's a good question. I'll bring one. Let me see. I don't know. I think again, Gravity Rush was for me once the biggest. I typically like games that I play. I try to play good games. But yeah, I don't think I have any other biggest disappointment. I think we're good with that. I think we're gonna move to the next one. Biggest surprises. Caleones brought it up. Caleones, what was your biggest surprise?
Well, I mean, it's I think probably the biggest surprise going out of Nintendo, going away from Nintendo and not like specifically with Nintendo because I'll be talking about Nintendo if you let me, but I think PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, like how that game took off, how it basically conquered the world. It's still selling like crazy on PC, on Xbox now, And even though the Xbox version has a lot of bugs, frame rate issues, and a lot of things happening with it, it's a fun game. I actually got it for Christmas. My brother gave it to me because he got it himself as well. So
They're
we were
doing
able
game
to,
sharing.
yes. So we were able to play together and and do the other duos. And it's fun. We actually have more fun like getting on vehicles and running over people than trying to collect weapons and shooting at them. And it's frustrating because after you spend all that time, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes playing the game and being there and being almost the last one just to die and be number two instead of number one, and that makes you mad, but it makes you want to go back in again and try to do it again. So it's been fun. I mean, it's not a game of the year candidate. I don't know why the Game Awards even put them there because it's not officially out yet, and it's still early access. And even the when you load the Xbox version, it tells you, give me some early access. It eventually it might not release the way it is right now, or it may never even release officially anyway. So they have the disclaimer. So I don't know why they nominated it, but it is really fun. And so I think that was the biggest surprise.
Okay, okay. For me, staying with Nintendo. Biggest surprise for me was Mario and Rabbit. That is a game. Then when it was announced, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, really? Mario and Rabbit? Really? Really? Play the game. 50 hours I put in that game. Beat the game with most of it. I would say I beat the game with 95, 96% of it. Done. So I would say that was the biggest surprise. I never expected that game to take that much time from me. Perfect game for the Switch. I didn't play it like all the way through like I typically do. I typically go little by little and I play the same game until I beat it and then I move up. This game was the perfect companion game. I played it along with other games, and I played it like in my business trip or in TV once in a while with the family, or little by little, and do stuff like that. I was playing the game until I said, okay, I'm close. I'm gonna hit it hard now to last two worlds, and then I beat the game. One of the best boss fights of all time, which was Opera Rabbit. Best boss fight. I honestly, joking aside, I know that you were a big fan of the game from the start. I want you to beat it. I honestly, as a friend, I want you to, as a cousin, I want you to beat it and complete it, because of that boss fight alone is worth the ticket of admission. Getting to that boss fight, dude. I'm telling you, that was awesome. One of the best boss fights of all time, and that's a big. You know how many games we've played in our careers, dude. That boss fight was awesome. So anyway, just a recommendation. Little bit things here. Hyper-Beast says he was surprised how big the iPhone X was. I have the iPhone X. I honestly, Hyper-Beast, I don't like it. I'm thinking of ways to switch it. And then the other thing, I'm going back to Galaxy. It's been a rough transition. And Dig was the biggest surprise again. They're talking about the online service. Dig, I understand, dude. I'm telling you, guys, I understand. I am envy of PC gamers. They don't have to pay for online. That is blows my mind.
But Dig is saying that he was surprised that it's only $20.
It is cheap, but it's still, you have to pay it. It's still surprised, but it's still sad that we have to. But Nintendo is gonna make that money. Now Nintendo biggest surprise is how well the Switch did, in my opinion. We can say overall in the gaming industry how well the Switch did. Switch sold close to over 10 million consoles already announced. I hear that they already sold like a couple of more millions in December timeframe. They've been killing it in Japan. They already passed the Wii U in Japan. So Nintendo Switch house is blown. It's a surprise in itself. It's trending ahead of the PS2 in Japan. This console is gonna kill it in Japan, right? So that's one of the biggest surprise for me. Another big surprise that I have to say was Horizon Zero Dawn. How good that game is, because I am not a fan of guerrilla games. I don't like Killzone. I never like first-person shooters. I wanted to play this game. I'm like, it's from the Guerrilla makers. Great game. Great, awesome game. And when we go to our top 5 games of the year, you're going to see it in that list. So that's the 2 biggest surprise of the year for me. Another 2 big surprises. I don't know if you want to add any other big surprises of 2017, Caliones.
Well, I mean, going back to the Switch, that was one of the things. I was just going through YouTube and watching a couple of videos where people, as soon as the Nintendo Switch was announced and they released the official trailer on October 20th of last year, they were bashing
the year before
the Switch.
Remember 2018, so the year, not the year before, the year before.
Well,
2016, October 2016, yeah.
Yeah, October 20th of 2016, but I mean, people were bashing it. People were saying that it was gonna fail. People, were putting it down, and somehow it took over the world. So, once again, I know, I do understand the frustration. People want Nintendo to make a system that's going to be just as powerful as the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, that's going to be neck and neck with them. But that's just not Nintendo. That's not how Nintendo rolls. Nintendo, they always do their own thing. They always walk at the beat of their drum. So they, or march at the beat of the drum. So this is Nintendo at their best. Like looking at the hybrid nature, allowing you to play games at home as well as on the go. Like Dantes said, he probably would not have put that many hours on Mario and Rabbids if he wasn't able to take the game on the business trip. He would not have 170 hours on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 if he was not able to sit down with his family or elsewhere and play the game. Same thing with Zelda, same thing with Mario. We would not be able to put that many hours on those games if we were only constrained to play it in front of the TV in our living room. So the Switch is giving us the liberty of taking it anywhere, and that gimmick that people like to call gimmicks and make gimmick into a bad word, that's what was the biggest selling point of the Nintendo Switch and made it take over. So I was really surprised of when it was shown, because when I saw it, I instantly liked it. Of course, I wanted to see what was going to be the reception by everybody else. And at first it was negative, and then
Yo, Spoon, welcome.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild video came up. So that was it. It was a killer system with a killer game, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. So talking about that you just brought up, if I put all the Nintendo consoles, I'm telling you right now, first year of the Switch, I put the system over the GameCube and the N64 and the Wii U, in my opinion. As if you have to put the order of Nintendo consoles of all time, it's already for me over the GameCube, which I wasn't a huge fan of the GameCube, and I wasn't a huge fan of the PS2 era, admittedly, because I didn't play that much games during that time. I was in college, so gaming wasn't the priority, honestly. And during the PS1 days, even though the N64 had groundbreaking games like Ocarina and Mario 64, it didn't have enough games. It was a dry system, even though a lot of people remember it fondly. But it was a dry system. And then the Wii U, of course, we know what the Wii U did. And the Wii U didn't have bad games. I like the Wii U, but the Switch is a better system. I would say, I know a lot of people hate the Wii, but I keep saying the Wii had great games. So I'm still saying the Wii's in there, with the Super NES, the NES, and the Switch. Those are the 4 consoles that I love about Nintendo. And this system, like you said, Xenoblade Chronicles just opened my eyes like, oh, this system is great for RPGs. Now I'm looking forward to playing Octopath Traveler. Like, I'm saying, oh, hell yeah. Like, I could play RPGs again with this system. Like, I can. Like with the PS4, I cannot just sit down and put 150 to 200 hours in a game. Like 150 like I put on Ni no Kuni. That's one of the last RPGs I play on PlayStation, because it's really hard. I like smaller RPGs like Transistor, I Am Setsuna, which I'm playing this year, Lost Sphear, smaller type of RPGs, yes. But the big ones, like I see Persona 5 there, I'm like, oof, I want to get into it, but I know it's like another 150 hours of it. So it is a little bit rough. The Switch is perfect for games like that, just saying. No problem, Spoon. Thank you for stopping by. See you, my friend.
Yeah, and with Square Enix, Square Enix just announced that they want to go back and go to their backlog, their back library, and start bringing those games over to the Switch. So, for people that at least we played a lot of games on the original PlayStation, on the PS2, PS3. But those first RPGs that came out on the original PlayStation, there's a possibility that they're going to be coming over to the Switch if and especially if Square Enix has their way. So that's I mean that's going to be even more games that are going to be available, and hopefully games that need a lot of time devoted to them. So like you said, it's going to be perfect on the Switch because you can play a little bit here, there until you finally complete them and move over to the next one. So just looking forward to it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's switch it up. Next subject is best moments in 2017 gaming. So what were your best moments? I kind of took this subject as more moments that hit me when I was playing a game. I have one. I haven't finished Xenoblade, so a lot of people say that the ending is sad. So we'll see when I beat that game. But I got one. Callejones, you go first. Best moments of 2017.
Well, I'll let you go first on this one.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Even though I gave the game an 8 during the review, Rhyme ending is the ending of Rhyme is one of the best, not the best, but one of the most sad moments in gaming history. Like when you're a parent, like I am and Callejones is, and you see that ending, it just breaks your heart. I'm just saying, you guys, if you play Rhyme, I recommend it just because of that ending. It just breaks your heart. And that to me is one of the best moments or moments that hit you really hard in 2017. Callejones, what is yours?
Well, I mean, just to add to yours, I'm still got to finish up, writing the review for Rhyme and post it on the website. But I don't know, like I'm split on that game. I want to tell the people, go get it, buy it, play it now. But at the same time, I also feel like telling the people,
thank you, Hyper-Beast.
Don't buy the game yet. Do not buy it until you finally have kids, and then play the game after you have kids, because there's something about that ending that if you don't really have kids, you're gonna be missing some of the emotional pull from it. By being a parent, it takes you over the edge with that ending. So I mean, that's where I'm split on telling people play it now or wait until you have kids and play the game. So yep. So but yeah, but I don't know. I think one of the biggest moments, and it's probably gonna be I don't know, like maybe the Nintendo Switch Super Bowl commercial. So you had the Super Bowl commercial. You had Imagine Dragons. They were premiering their Believer song alongside Nintendo, and I mean, if you would have looked at the the graphics, how on or if you go on Google, like the mentions and how many people started searching, like the Nintendo Switch name as soon as that happened, it was through the roof. So it made the Nintendo Switch a viable option, not for non-gamers and for anybody, because you were attaching what people perceive to be a kiddie console or a kiddie company like Nintendo, but putting them together with Imagine Dragons, which is one of the biggest bands in the entire world. So that was I guess one of the biggest moments, because the commercial delivered, and it was actually in the fourth quarter when the New England was making the comeback and finally
okay. Let's cut that part of it. Let's cut that part of it. I was getting Dick. I'm sorry to hear that you were in 9th place in the Splatoon tourney and almost won $400, dude. Maybe it was an overall tournament for around the world. You are a Splatoon beast to be not in 9th place. Let me say that. So don't feel bad. $400 is still good. Trust me. Other best gaming moments for me, I would say the first time in Horizon Zero Dawn when you face a T-Rex. That combat in that game is intense. Like, I would say Horizon and Zelda Breath of the Wild, if they do it, and they could make a beautiful baby, because the weaknesses of Zelda are the strengths of Horizon, and the weaknesses of Horizons are the strengths of Zelda. So if you could milk those two games, you would have a perfect baby, Callejones. It would be like, and I'm so happy. To me, best best moments of 2017 that I played two of the best open world games of the year, which was Zelda and Horizon. So again, that's what it's good to be a multi-console gamer. You can play those two awesome games. So again, Horizon, the first time you beat a T-Rex is awesome. Now, going back to Zelda brought me one of the best moments. And I would say the moment that gave me chills was the first time that you wake up and Zelda goes, Link, wake up, Link. And then you get out of that shrine of resurrection, and then you open up in the plateau and you see the horizon. And you're like, holy F-U-C-K. Wow. First time I saw that, dude, it was like, oh, good, this game's gonna rock. I knew it as soon as I stepped out of the plateau. It was, I don't know. It's one of those moments that you just can't tell. A lot of people are saying Zelda Breath of the Wild is overrated game. You guys don't know what you're talking about. It is one of the best games of all time, and that's moments like that is what tells it apart. Anyway, I'm done with my biggest moments in 2017. Unless you want to add something to yours.
Well, I think one of the best moments for me was, playing Super Mario Odyssey. You're already, close to the end. You're fighting Bowser, and then you take over Bowser and start playing with him, with the music playing, him rushing, trying to escape all the, everything falling down, and then the ending, which I was like, oh, Mario almost did it, but she ended up walking away. So it was just a really cool sequence, and which for me encapsulated what would ended up being for me the best Mario game ever made, and for you, one of the top three up there. So
up there,
yeah. So so it was. It was, I mean, for me, it was a really cool sequence on the game. So, I mean, not to take away from Zelda or anything else, but.
And you know what? It's tough when we go to our top games of the year, and you see where I put Mario Odyssey, where Odyssey in any other year would be game of the year, like any other year. But this year it was or last year, sorry, it was so good in game. So one of the biggest moments is how good 2017 is, and I hope in 2018, and we're gonna talk about it in the Get In and Get Out. I'm hoping that Switch is gonna deliver. Hopefully that new Nintendo Direct is coming around the corner and gonna tell me some good shit. Luigi's Mansion 3, make it happen, Nintendo, make it happen. Anyway,
well, I mean, just to with 2017, it showed that Japan is back when it comes to making video games. That loot boxes are gambling, is the same as gambling. So get over it. It is gambling. That single player games are here to stay, and that EA, I don't know what you're doing with Star Wars, but with the Star Wars games and loot boxes, and now we didn't know, but now we know after seeing the movie. So, so it's not just you, EA, it's Disney as well.
Yep, yeah. A couple of things. Hyper-V just mentioned that one of his best moments was when he hit a 360 no scope on 3 enemies in Splatoon. Cool sunglasses emoji. I'm guessing, I mean, you, Hyper-V, Caleones, Dick, Randy, and all the peeps who played with Caleones here on Splatoon 2 every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Join tomorrow because he's back.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Tomorrow, baby. Caleones is back, so join him. Thank you, because to me, one of the best moments of you guys doing this channel and then you guys joining the crew and then having some fun with Caleones and Splatoon. I see it when you guys are streaming. Looks a lot of fun. Too bad I just don't like shooters. There's nothing against Splatoon. Caleones know that. I just don't like shooters. But it is what it is. But still, looks awesome. You guys are good. You guys are the reason we're doing this. Is even though we're small, it's you guys are making it fun.
And to go into more detail on that aspect, this is what when me and Dantes, we talk on the background. So on the background, when we started doing this and started doing the podcast, Getting and Get Out, Force In Unison Live, and all of those, we were saying that, okay, so we're going to be doing this for 2017. By the end of 2017, if we have 100 subscribers by the end of it, then we'll go ahead and start and continue doing it on 2018, and then we'll have a different number that we want to reach in 2018. So I know it's not a lot when compared to other channels, how many subscribers they have, but um, I mean, for us, we were struggling to get 100 subscribers, and then we ended up with 143 subscribers by the end of 2017. So if we would have hit less than 100, there's a pretty good chance that we would say, you know what, we're just gonna do this whenever we can, and not really devote the same time, because it may or may not be worth it. But I mean, thanks to you guys, thanks to everybody out there, thanks for subscribing, for everybody on the chat room that day in and day out when we go in on the live streams, you guys are there. So you guys are making it possible for us to continue doing this, and you are the true motivation behind why we do all of this. So thank you guys for helping us out.
Thank you. Anyway, switching now to our final topic, our top 5 games of the year. Caliones, start with number 5.
Top games of the year?
Yep, this is it. Last thing, number 5. You got 5 picks. I already got my 5. I already thought about it. I'm good to go.
Okay. Number 5, Cuphead.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I went ahead and got it for my son for for Christmas, and I've been playing it as well, and it's hard. It's like one of those throwback Contra games.
Yep.
And especially and if you play 2 players, so but I say like that's probably my number 5.
That's great. Xbox represented in the house. I never expected an Xbox game to make it here between us, but he made it. Cuphead, I'm an Xbox owner, I have to say. So at some point, I do expect to buy Cuphead and play it. Mostly if Caliones beats it. Because if Caliones beats the game, that's telling me as a challenge that I'm losing my skills. That ain't gonna happen. No way, Jose. Anyway, number 5, Cuphead. Good choice. A lot of people gave a lot of props. Honestly, it's been one of the best Microsoft exclusives. I don't know if exclusives. It's on Steam too. But I would say, well, okay, Microsoft published game. Let me put it that way. Microsoft published game that has been successful in the last couple of years. Like they have struggled to find an exclusive property or an IP that resonates, and this game resonated with the peeps. So good up for Microsoft for finding this indie studio, supporting them, and this game has won so many awards, and mostly with their artistic view and how the game graphics looks. It looks like a 1920s cartoon. Awesome looking game. I want to play it. I have it on my docket, so hopefully if I have, since this year I'm saying this is the year of the RPG for me, if I can squeeze it in there in between, I'm going to play that game. Anyway, number 5 for me, Caliones, Hellblade. It's a Nua's Sacrifice. Why I chose Hellblade. Hellblade, it's a beautiful indie game. Like it's an indie game, that's the surprising. And it showed the industry what you can do without needing to loot box people up the wazoo. A nice single player game made by a small, not a small studio, but an independent, published by themselves, and they are already getting money. Now they're making money out of Hellblade because when you made a good game, people will come. When you build it, they will come. And Hellblade is a perfect game. They build it. They touch on serious subjects like mental issues, which beautiful. The actress who played the part killed it, Caliones. And the funny part is she's not an actress. She's one of the developers team. They didn't want to pay money, have the money to pay an actor, and she did it, and she ended up destroying people like who have been years in the industry, like Lauren Bailey or Ashley Berg, and Ashley Berg did Aloy in Horizon, and Lauren Bailey did the Uncharted game. I forgot the lady's name, not Nadine, the other one. Anyway, so actors that been part of it, they are part of Last of Us, they are part of games like that, and this girl just destroyed them with her acting ability, even though she wasn't an actor. That's how good her acting's. And the game, even though the game is a little bit like a walking simulator, admittedly, it puts combat in the game enough that it feels like a soul type of game, how you survive the combat. I like the combat in this game. It kept me entertained. The puzzles are really good. As you go through the game, some puzzles are hard. And when that story unfolds, beautiful game, Caliones. Oh, and the graphics are awesome. So, Hellblade, Senua Sacrifice, number 5 game for me of the year. Caliones, take it away with number 4.
Well, before I continue to number 4, I wanted to say, give her props. Her name is Melina Jurgens, and she actually won Best Performance at the Game Awards. So
Yep.
that's
Well
how
deserved.
good
Well
her
deserved.
performance, and that was over Horizon Zero Dawn, over Wolfenstein 2, over Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which they had, the 2 lead characters, nominated. So it was over all of those that she won the Best Performance.
Agreed.
But going over with number 4, I'll say that probably my it's gonna be Nintendo
That's fine.
centric
You
from
go
now
ahead,
on.
dude. It's your list. Your top 5 games of the year. Doesn't matter the console. You put Xbox. At least you show Xbox. My job to put some Sony games in there since you don't have a PlayStation right now. So
Yeah,
you
I
put
don't like I said, don't have a PlayStation. I sold it away from Final Fantasy 14. But yeah, I'll say probably my number 4 game is the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So that's one that I was supporting it from the very beginning. Other people were not. But I was, still, I was surprised that after it was officially shown at E3, how everybody collectively embraced the game. I know that it was partially because of the crying Ubisoft man that helped it, but aside from that, I'll say that the game is good. The graphics are great. The gameplay is great. It may borrow a little bit from XCOM, but still the delivery, it was top notch. And this is one of the games that is making me look forward to having Nintendo continue to let their IPs and their biggest IPs in the hands of other developers and other companies to make their games for them, because it is a game that you could say that it stands up there with the very best games from Nintendo, and it wasn't even made by Nintendo for a Nintendo console. So imagine other companies being able to use their IPs and making games just as good or better without Nintendo having to do it themselves. So that'll make even more games available for the Switch and consoles in the future. So hopefully they'll continue doing those. But that's my number 4 game on the list.
Okay. Quickly, Dick gave his list: 5 Cuphead, 4 Breath of the Wild, 3 MKA.
Mario Kart 8
Oh,
Deluxe.
thank you. I suck at acronyms. Number 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, and number 1, of course, Dick. Come on, what else? Splatoon 2, Hyper Beast, Call of Duty, World War 2, 4, 1 to Switch. Okay, that's good, dude. You like it a lot. 3 Mario and Rabbids, 2 Splatoon 2, and 1 Mario Odyssey. Good list. Aside from 1 to Switch, good list. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, good list, guys. Thank you, and keep putting them if you have any list that you want to share. Okay, I was going to you mentioned Mario and Rabbids. I concur. It's a great game. It is not in my top 5, but it is a great game. It would be my top 10 for sure of games of the year. So my number 4 is Super Mario Odyssey. Oh, wow. Caliones is going to kill me. But yes, Super Mario Odyssey is number 4 on my list. Great game. Great game. I put over 100 hours of the game. I did 100% twice in the game. So that's how much I tell you that I like the game. Mario controls beautifully. The stage designs, the open world, not open world, but the hub design, good, really good. It harpens back to Mario 64. My only dig of the game and why it's number 4 is the challenge. And Caliones knows I complain about it. It's one of the things that weaknesses. The game is easy. Even the after you beat the game, I expected a good challenge. It wasn't there as I expected, but still, great game. Number 4 on my list. Deserves to be in there. Any other year, it'd probably be number 1. But this is how good Nintendo did it this year. Anyway, Caliones, go ahead with number. Well, unless you want to add something and then go into the number 3.
I'll add it later because I haven't higher up on my list. I'm not at number 4. But but then again, I'll just say, hey, you're coming out from Christmas. You haven't been doing this in like the last 2 weeks, so you might be rusty. You might have forgotten a couple of things about the game. So that's probably
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
probably
yeah,
why.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
You'll see when I did say my top three, but keep going, Carlos.
okay, well, I'll say that probably my top three game, and like you said, is a game that you already covered. That you already said that even though it scored 8, which was Rhyme on your like out of 10, but I'll say that one because it's a game that very well could have never happened. It was in development hell for years. Originally, it was supposed to be a PS4 exclusive, and I mean something happened along the way where they stopped supporting the company. They still made the game for PlayStation and Xbox first, and then they ported it over to the Switch. But it's it was fun. It was I mean clever. I know it's a small company making the game, but it proves that even small companies, same thing as the ones that make Cuphead, smaller companies are still able to give you AAA gaming experiences, and that's what that game proved as well. I know that I haven't played others. Like Edit Finch or any of those. I haven't played those, but from the ones that I played this year, I'll say that that one is my top three game.
Okay, that's a surprise, Ron, to be so high. We'll see. We'll see. I love the ending. I don't know if I even put it in the top 10 games of the year, but the ending is something that it's really, really, really heartbreaking. Let me put it that way. But I still put it in my best moments of the year, so still get some awards here. Rhyme here at Force In Unison. Let's go to my number 3. And I know you know which number 3 it is. It's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. Like I said, Horizon and Zelda together, they could make a beautiful baby. Love this game. This is the part where Xenoblade and Zelda could learn a lot. The side quest structures in Horizon meant a lot. Like, they was really well made. Every side quest had a good story about those side characters and added to the world, added to it. And it was fun side quests. It wasn't fetch quests. It was a fun side quest. And Xenoblade and Zelda can learn a lot from Horizon, honestly, on that part. The battle system, fighting the dinosaurs, is really fun. All the weapons that you can get is really fun. The story is really good too. Once that heals that turn why the world is the way it is, you're like, oh shit, well thought out game. I mean, what to expect from the people who were part of Fallout. They wrote Fallout. They came to write this game. So it's a great game. Put it number 3. Had a lot of fun with it, and I haven't played the DLC, which is sad, but it's just so many games right now, and it's hard for me. That's why I prefer no DLC. I prefer the game come in. I should start doing like the old days where I wait until everything comes out and then I play it, because it's really hard for me to come back to a game. But I do have pending. I want to go back to it and get and finish the DLC so I can get my 100% back since I lost it. But anyway, aside from that, Horizon Zero Dawn, number 3 on my list. Caleones, anything to add? And move to your number 2.
No, I'll be playing that game eventually, and hopefully I'll get the collected edition with DLC and everything. But it's one of those games where, hey, no PlayStation, no go. But my number 2 game on the list is Super Mario Odyssey, and Super Mario Odyssey, and for me it grabs everything that Mario has done great on all the games, all the 3D games mainly, and puts it in a blender, puts it inside the game, and it gives you the biggest amount of move sets that you've ever had. And that's by Mario by himself and his hat. Then you start getting control of other enemies, of objects, and anything and everything that he can put his hat on, and it gives you even more to do. And the thing that I loved is that regardless of who you took over, it didn't feel like you were playing the same character. It actually felt like you were playing different characters, different things. So it never got old. I know that my only complaint about the game was the music, because the music itself is not really memorable. Yes, it has 2 or 3 great tracks, but aside from that, it's not. It, it's I mean, there's nothing else that I take away from the game. I'm not like singing 20 tunes or humming or anything else except for maybe 1 or 2 songs. So that was my biggest gripe with the game. But everything else is the game is extremely polished. Bugs or anything else, they're not really going to be found on there. It's the best made game on the year for me.
Okay. Okay. I agree. It's a great game, and trust me, I understand completely that game is one of the best game of the year. It's just number 4 in my list, but it's there. I agree with everything you said. Again, to me, the weakness is the challenge, but I agree with the music part of it. The music is not that great. More so when I come and compare it to the next game in my list, number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles. I have put in 170 hours. I haven't beat it. I'm on chapter 7. Still, I played enough that this game has done the biggest 180 in gaming history. I had a love-hate relationship with this game, and I'll have a big rant on Get In and Get Out. So if you want to hear this rant, come this Saturday. I'm ready to drop some bombs about Xenoblade. But the biggest turnaround in gaming history for me, which ended up being the number 2 game of the year, and the music is, I think, on par with the original Caliones. The music is awesome. The battle system, the best in the series. Once it opens up and you understand it, this shit is one. It pumps you up. When you're finding those. I have beaten Caliones monsters that are 10 levels higher than me, because I finally grasped the battle system, and when I was nailing with that chain attack at the end and bursting those elemental orbs in the chain attack, it just feels so good. I'm telling you. So the battle system is one of the best in the Xenoblade history. It has some weaknesses, really bad weaknesses. The quest structures for side quests are bad. I mean, bad. The field skills for the blades are really not well made. And I don't like the randomness of getting rare blades. But I'll touch base on more detail on that on the Get In and Get Out. Still, with all that said, the story is going really well right now. Battle system is awesome. And the music is best, hand down, this generation. Well, I don't know. Switch is next generation. Best, hands down, next generation of music. So it's going to be hard to top. Trust me. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is my number 2 game of the year, Caliones. Anything to add? And then go to number 1.
Well, I'll say the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is not on my top 5 because I still haven't put enough hours into the game. So that's why I'm not putting it in it. And it is one of the reasons why when we talked about on one of our previous videos about the best games of the year, we did not include it in it for 2017 because of it, because the game came out in December 1st, and we were doing a summary of the entire year, but it was a little too late for us to play the game and put that many hours. So,
yep.
For everybody out there, look forward to our video 11 months from now.
Yeah, next year we're going to do another top 10 Nintendo games. We're going to see what comes out this year.
Yeah,
well,
this
no,
year
I want to do like every year, update the top 10 list, and we'll see if new games comes in and updates the list and see where they land, and see if Zelda Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles, and Mario Odyssey can maintain their championship of top 3 games, because right now those are the top 3 games to me in the Switch. Of course, you don't have Chronicles, but if you beat Chronicles, and I think Chronicles for you don't have to do everything that I'm doing. Just beat the story, and I think you'll have just as good fun, maybe even better. That I had problems with the game at the start because I was trying to do everything, and the game just put hurdles and hurdles and hurdles in front of you to do everything. So that's why I'm gonna talk about it on the rant. But for you, if you just focus on the story, Caliones, you'll be fine. Just get enough of the story, understand it. A little bit of grinding here and there against monsters to level up, and you should be fine. So play it, finish it, and then we'll talk about it next year or this year at the end of the year. This year, yep. Anyway, with that, let's go to number 1. I think we know what is yours. We know what is mine. Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Zelda Breath of the
Wild. Yeah, so Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think we saw it first in 2016 E3. They showed the gameplay video, and it amazed because at first they I don't know when was it, in 2015 that they showed you like the introduction of like the plateau and how you get one of the guardians going towards you, and you're fighting, jumping in the air with the bow and shooting, and that's how it ends. So then they finally showed the game at E3 2016, and it still looked pretty similar to it. It was a little graphical downgrade from that, but still it looked awesome. But because you were playing the demo and they were showing the gameplay video, you would not get the full scope of the game. And it wasn't until they showed the trailer at the Game Awards in 2016 that they showed the story trailer for Breath of the Wild, and that's when my mouth dropped. That's when I first knew that we were about to experience one of the best gaming experiences of all time when I saw that trailer. So then you fast forward over to the launch of the Nintendo Switch on March 3rd. And the decision that Nintendo made of not releasing the game first on the Wii U and holding it until it released on the Switch, and that made perfect sense. So, the game, I know that people don't like the breaking of the weapons. I don't really mind it at all because there's so many weapons everywhere that you can
No,
still pick them up.
every weapon can break all they want, but there's one weapon that should have been running out of energy, and that is the Master Sword. And it wasn't until the DLC that I got a better Master Sword. Let me put it that way. But anyway, go ahead, Carlos.
But still, like, and how the world is so big, and it doesn't matter how many times you play. It's like you're always finding something new, finding a new town, a new place, a new hiding spot. Like the way that the game world was designed, and the game world was designed by Monolith Soft, the people behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So that's how much Nintendo dedicated time to the game, how they looked for help with a company that had already worked on an open world game or open world-ish game, which was Xenoblade Chronicles X, and enlisted them to help them with the game world design. But the experiences and the story, even though there's not much story to it, like most of the Zelda games, anyways. But collecting the memories and finally getting all that backstory and seeing, for me, my most favorite interactions in between Link and Zelda of any game. So that was something that I really did appreciate. And and for me, I know people complain about the game not having dungeons, but Hyrule Castle for me was one of the best dungeons I've ever played on any Zelda game. So that's why one of the reasons why it is up there as my top game of 2017.
So I concur with everything you said. Like I said, Zelda Breath of the Wild is also my game of the year. I put it in 370 hours. I beat it twice. I beat it in normal mode and I beat it in master mode. I did 100% the first time, even though I lost my 100% right now because I haven't done the champion ballots on normal mode. I did it on master mode. But at some point I'll get my 100% back. And I did, the 900 Korok seats. You got a piece of shit, which was the worst reward of all time. Nintendo likes to troll like that. Like, why are you go outside? Why are you playing so much video games? But great game. It was fun to explore this game. This game is so massive. You are uncovering new stuff consistently. You're finding chests here, chests there, better weapon here, better weapon there. The story of the champions. I like Minfa's story, how sad it is, how they died, the sadness of the world, how the world is destroyed, and you're just trying to uncover, and the storytelling that happens on the world itself, right? So the story is not awesome, but I think it was serviceable enough. A lot of people say, "Oh, it sucks." I think it was okay. I'm not saying it's freaking Xenoblade Chronicles or Horizon Zero Dawn storytelling, but it is pretty well made. And I think Zelda could take from Horizon. Horizon did a pretty good story in an open world, so I think that's the next step. They have the open world down. How they can build a great story with that structure now. I think that's where Onuma needs to start thinking, in my opinion. But they don't care about story typically, so I don't think it's gonna happen anywhere. But still, great moments when you pull that Master Sword the first time. I took pictures and everything. Like, it felt so great when you were pulling that Master Sword. The DLC was pretty good. The Master Trials, I liked them. I did them in both normal and master mode because I like the challenge. I like the challenge of doing it both, and I did it in master mode the sooner that I could do it. I did it with like 13 hearts or something like that when you can get the Master Sword. So because I wanted to have the Master Sword like suit up like most of the rest of the game, which made the game, to me, master mode a little bit easy but fun too. So again, 370 hours tells you a lot. And here's the other part. Like Xenoblade Chronicles, even though I love it so much, because of the grind to get where I'm at, where I'm having fun now, it's really a bad grind. Again, I'll talk about it on my rant. I wouldn't play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 again. Like, maybe if they do the new game plus when you carry everything over, maybe. But like restart from scratch, oof. Like I don't think I would do it Xenoblade Chronicles. But I did it in Breath of the Wild. So that to me is the biggest compliment that I can give Breath of the Wild, is that I played that big ass game twice. So anyway.
And almost collected all of 900 currency twice.
Just only 800. 800 only.
Well, 800 the second time, 900 the first time.
Correct. But 800 only on the second time. So they went all out. Still, it's a great game. Great game. So it's our game of the year. And I take Dantes has a Zelda addiction. Yes, Hyper-Beast, I do have a Zelda addiction. If you knew my personal life, you'll know that I have a bigger Zelda addiction. Anyway, that's it. We're done with the Force In Unison live. Guys, thank you for joining us. Let's do that sweet ass ending quickly here. Poop. Thank you everybody for joining us in Force In Unison Live, episode 16, right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, we do have a Nintendo podcast called the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast every Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, go down to the description box below. Read our full channel schedule. Remember, tomorrow, Caliones is hitting the field. He's gonna paint some people down where he's playing Splatoon 2 tomorrow. So please join him tomorrow to have some fun. Also, we do have a Facebook page called @Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caliones. With all that said, thank you again for joining us. Long live gaming. Good night, everybody.